Right on time for Hope TV News Watch on this 15th day of September 2022. My name is Kennedy Kimani and Boniface Murithi is a sign language interpreter. Now, Azimio One Kenya leader Raila Odinga says he is waiting for a detailed reasoning by the Supreme Court concerning its verdict on the presidential petition. Speaking during a luncheon to commemorate the inauguration of the new Mombasa Governor Abdulswamad Nassir, Odinga, who spoke for the first time since the Supreme Court decision, said he will not be intimidated by the Apex Court against what he says is its skewed judgment. Grace Wangoi begins our bulletin with the following story.
Bwana kawezi kumwezesha ili ile manifesto ambayo ametuambia. Bwana kawezi kumwezesha ili ile manifesto ambayo ametuambia.
The much-awaited communication by the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition leader Raila Odinga came during a luncheon after the inauguration of the Mombasa Governor Abdulswamad Nassir. A visibly agitated Odinga criticized the Supreme Court for its ruling in the presidential petition, saying that the Supreme Court was skewed in its judgment. Odinga noted that it was less than 10 days until the Supreme Court released its full reasoning behind the judgment that confirmed President Ruto's win. According to Raila, Kenyans have all the power to disband the judiciary if they became rogue.
And I see them protesting and trying to give threats, and people, we will talk. The constitution of this country gives power to the people of Kenya. And all those other people exercising power are exercising donated power. So the judiciary is no exception. If they become rogue, we have power as the people of this country to reform them and send them home. We can lead a 1 million march to the judiciary to say, "Kwendeni nyumbani."
Odinga further criticized the IEBC for failure to conduct its mandate freely and fairly during the August 9th general election. At the same time, Odinga noted that the decision by the Supreme Court will lead to voter apathy in 2027, where a majority of Kenyans will see no need to wake up and vote.
A rogue IEBC is another institution that requires thorough reform. You see 3 commissioners on one side and 4 on the other side. But if the 2 who remained with the chairman are not in there, the chairman is acting like a rogue, alone. Now he's being hero worshipped, he becomes a hero by the judiciary. He's been lionized by the judiciary. That now is beginning to do the so-called reforms within the IEBC. All those officers of the IEBC who resisted the temptation to rig the elections are the ones who are now being targeted by the IEBC.
NARC Kenya party leader Martha Karua, on her part, advised Mombasa Governor Abdulswamad Nassir to work with the incumbent government, but to do so from a position of strength and not coercion.
I want to say to Governor Abdulswamad, collaborate with the government ambayo imenyakua, but collaborate from a position of strength, not kneeling down. Collaborate, knowing that Mombasa is solidly behind you, and that we in Azimio will be at hand to help and support you whenever need arises. Ndio mumeahidiwa bahari imerudi, lakini tungependa pia kuona Mombasa County ikiwa na stake ndani ya bahari.
While making his first speech as governor, Nassir promised that within the first 100 days of his tenure, he will launch a program dubbed Serikali Mitaani, which he says will help bring services closer to the residents.
It is my solemn oath before the Almighty that I shall be a servant governor to all, regardless of the color of their skin, their ethnicity, their religion, or their political beliefs.
Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka and former Mombasa Governor Hassan Ali Joho are among Azimio leaders who were present during the swearing-in ceremony.
We will not judge you because we understand kuna mipaka ambaye paka lazima uvuke kuletea watu wetu maendeleo, sivyo? Lakini vile nataka kuambia ni haki yako kama gavana wa Mombasa kufanya kazi na serikali ambaye iliyoko sasa, sivyo?
I would want to see really an independent judiciary. Tusipokuwa na independent judiciary, vile tunaona executive ikifanya mambo yake, we will not have a country. Na swala hili mimi linakera zaidi.
Abdulswamad Sharif Nassir, who is Mombasa's second governor, was declared winner in the Mombasa mini elections, which had been postponed by the IEBC due to discrepancies. He garnered 119,083 votes.
Kunja protocol, lakini pia
Grace Ongoi for OpTV News Watch.
Thank you so much, Grace, for that report. Now, Fernandes Barasa and Ayub Savula have been sworn in as Kakamega governor and deputy governor respectively at the Bukonko Stadium, taking over from the Wycliffe Oparanyas administration. Barasa of ODM was declared the winner in the Kakamega governor race by IEBC, with his closest challenger, Cleophas Malala of ANC, coming in second.
Do swear that I shall always truly and diligently serve the people and the Republic of Kenya in the office of the Governor of Kakamega County. That I shall diligently discharge my duties and perform my functions in the state office, and that I will do justice to all in accordance with the Constitution and the laws of Kenya, without fear, favor, affection, or ill will. So help me God.
Thank you very much. The next.
Now, fuel prices in the country surged record highs on Thursday after the government slashed subsidies, piling on a misery for a population already facing deep economic hardships. The price of petrol increased by 20 shillings to 179 shillings and 30 cents per litre, while diesel and kerosene prices are up by 20 and 25 shillings respectively. Dolly Kendi Mbuvi has the following story.
Kenyans will have to pay more after the price of fuel increased by 20 shillings and more starting on Wednesday midnight. Kenyans across the country have continued to express mixed reactions after the government scrapped the fuel subsidy that cautioned Kenyans from high cost of fuel and other goods.
Tunaomba rais wetu mwenye tulichagua na akasema tumemsikiria, tunataka pia yeye tusikiria na tuangalie tukiwa kama watu wa bodaboda. Tunataka tuangalilie hii maneno, tuache kulia sana. Tuko na shida mingi sana. Tunahitaji kupeleka watoto wetu shule. Hatuna tujui tutafanya nini.
Sisi ombi letu ni kwa serikali kuu ianguse bei ya mafuta. Manake mafuta ndio everything. Pasipo sasa kuanguka bei ya mafuta, inapindi pasi sisi wafanyikazi na wanachama wote tuongeze bei ama tuongezee nauli.
Kama watu wa Ndudhi tuangusiwe bei ya mafuta. Na sasa hii ndio anga tunangangana, unaamuka asubuhi na mapema. Ile ulikuwa unaweka Ndudhi mafuta ya 200, 300, sasa utabidi weke 500, tunaona bei inaenda ikipanda.
As such, a litre of petrol will cost 179 and 30 cents in the capital Nairobi from 159 and 12 cents, an increase of 20 shillings per litre. Meanwhile, diesel will cost 165 from 140, while a litre of kerosene will retail at 147 and 94 cents in contrast to 127 and 94 cents previously. On Tuesday, President William Ruto said fuel and food subsidies were unsustainable. According to President Ruto, the fuel subsidies had gobbled up to 144 billion in taxpayers' funds to include 60 billion in the last 4 months.
The interventions in place have not borne any fruit. On fuel subsidy alone, the taxpayers have spent a whopping 144 billion, 60 billion in the last 4 months alone. If the subsidy continues to the end of the financial year, it will cost taxpayers 280 billion, equivalent to the entire national government development budget.
On June 15, the Treasury, on the recommendation of the International Monetary Fund (IMF) and the World Bank, announced plans to scale back the fuel subsidies on fiscal pressures created by funding the stabilization mechanism. Kenya is the most dynamic economy in East Africa, but many are suffering financial hardships, with about a third of population living in poverty. Prices of basic goods skyrocketed in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic and the war in Ukraine. Unemployment remains a major problem, particularly among the young. There are fears the new fuel price increases could see public service vehicles, PSVs, hike fares and further add to the pressure of high cost of living.
Hii mambo ya subsidy tulisikia imetolewa ndio imeleta shida. So tungeomba tu kiongozi wetu Rais His Excellency Samuel Ruto aweze kutupunguzia, kutuangalilia hii mashirai.
Ile kitu tutatarajia sana ni kila kitu kununua. Na ukiona bei ya mafuta imeenda juu, inamaanisha ya kwamba basi traveling zote, transportation zote, production zote, cost zinaenda juu.
Dolly Kendimbuvi, Hope TV.
Thank you, Dolly, for that report. Now, a section of Kenyans have protested the hike in fuel prices, saying the move has served to worsen the ongoing cost of living crisis as inflation eats into their earnings. Majority of those who voiced their frustrations say they don't know how they will cope with the skyrocketing prices of fuel that will pile on the misery of a population already suffering economic hardships.
Hii bottom up tulikuwa tunadhani ikiingia rais wetu akiingia Ruto akiingia State House tulikuwa tunadhani sisi mafuta itaanguka. Na tuliona sisi ndio tulimsikilia sana kama watu wa bodaboda. Sisi ndio tulimsikilia sana tukiwa na kina mama mboga. So sisi tuko na shinda mingi sana juu sasa hatujui tutakuwa tunapeleka nyumbani nini. Hata tujui hata vijana wenye wa bodaboda wajaoa hatujui ama wataoa juu sasa mafuta imepanda juu sana, hata hatupati chochote tukidhokoma, hakuna kitu mtu anapeleka nyumbani.
Ile ulikuwa unaweka duthi mafuta ya 200, 300, sasa utabidi weke 500, tunaona bei inaenda ikipanda. Hata kama fertilizer nayo imeanguka, unajua mafuta ikipanda inapanda kwa kila mtu na kwa kila kitu inapanda juu.
Sisi ombi letu ni kwa serikali kuu ianguse bei ya mafuta. Manake mafuta ndio everything. Pasipo sasa kuanguka bei ya mafuta inapindi pasi sisi wafanyikazi na wanachama wote tuongeze bei ama tuongezee nauli. Ambapo tukiongezea nauli ishara itakuwa 200. Shiakalika ishara itakuwa 200, kadhwana itakuwa 300, shiakalika itakuwa 350. Nayo hiyo itakuwa bei ya juu tena. Sababu sasa ikiongezeka hivyo wateja nao wanapotea.
Tulikuwa tunatarajia hata mafuta ni kushuka itashuka. Lakini kulingana na vile tulikuwa tumeahidiwa maisha itaenda chini, sisi hata tumeshangaa sana, lakini tunajua hii mambo ya subsidy tulisikia imetolewa ndio imeleta shida. So tungeomba tu kiongozi wetu Rais His Excellency Samuel Ruto aweze kutupunguzia, kutuangalilia hii mashirai, kwa sababu hata tunajua haiwezi bei ya mafuta haiwezi enda chini, sababu tulimwapisha tu just the other day, lakini we are hopeful in the nearest future atatuondolea hii bei iende chini kidogo.
This time is upon the government kuchukua mwelekeo mpya ambao mwanzo ni wa kufikiria the basic needs. Kuna wakati tulikuwa shule tunaona wafunzwa basic needs. Kwa hivyo lazima wafikirie basic needs za Mkenya saa hii ni nini? Ni barabara, ni reli ama ni kula na magonjwa, kutunza watu ambao ni wagonjwa.
Now, Mombasa residents are asking President William Ruto to fast track on the implementation of his promises to revive the economy of the region, which they say was on its deathbed. Speaking in Likoni, the residents hailed the president for immediately ordering the return of port operations from Nairobi and Naivasha to Mombasa immediately after being sworn into office on Tuesday.
We appreciate, as the people of Mombasa, for reverting port operations, which is the backbone of the people of Coast Region and the entire Kenya. We know KPA is a parastatal, and when the port services were taken to Naivasha and the other areas, for the last 5 years, the people of Mombasa have suffered inwardly. We really appreciate you, and we want to assure you that we will support you 100%, and we are ready to work with your government to ensure that you realize and achieve your aspiration as laid within the manifesto of the Hustler Nation.
Sisi tulikuwa na imani kubwa sana. Ndio maana wakati uno Mombasa County tukatoa 44% ambao ni ODM zone, lakini tuligeuza tukangangana tukapata 44% kura za urais. Kwa sababu tulikuwa na imani kubwa sana. Tunajua deputy president aliyekuwa wakati ule, tulikuwa tunamjua sasa ni rais wetu, roho yake ni ya imani, yeye ni mcha Mungu na ni mtu anasimama kwa maneno yake. Nafikiri tumeona leo ameapisha majaji. Jana aliongea akasema port operations inarudi. Ni mtu ambaye ahadi zake yeye anazitimiza. Kwa mara ya kwanza tumepata speaker wa Senate from Coast Province. Hiyo ni raha kwetu.
Now, the United Nations has praised the Kenyan people for the peaceful election and smooth transition of power that demonstrated a mature democracy. Speaking at the Masai Mara University, UN resident coordinator in Kenya, Dr. Stephen Jackson, described the elections as a Kenyan miracle, saying they were extraordinary.
The Kenyan miracle is this extraordinary democratic election that Kenya has just gone through. And I think it's really amazing that we're already here, only 2 days after His Excellency President Ruto was inaugurated as Kenya's 5th president. But only 2 days later, we're here already having an event of this kind. And on behalf of the United Nations globally and here in Kenya, want to give my formal congratulations to His Excellency the President for his election and his inauguration. So why do I call this the Kenyan miracle? Democracy is a fragile thing. And in fact, if we look around the world, democracy is under threat in many parts of the world, including on the European continent where I come from. So we don't take it for granted in any country that 14 million people can go quietly and peacefully and in dignity and transparently to the polls, vote, and for the will of the people then to result in the election of a new leader. And to go then, as I did with tens, if not maybe 100,000 people to Kasarani Stadium and see the peaceful transfer of authority and power from one democratically elected leader, His Excellency President Kenyatta, the 4th President of the Republic, to His Excellency President Ruto, the 5th President of the Republic. That is a magical and a miraculous thing. And it is something that should not be taken for granted anywhere in the world. Democracy is something that we always have to work to renew and protect anywhere in the world. But I can tell you that I'm deeply proud, and we in the United Nations, and I know that the Secretary General of the United Nations is deeply proud of Kenya.
And that story takes us to a first commercial break. See you on the other side.
Welcome to Sitam Springboard Missions Convention 2022 with a fresh anointing to radiate God's glory as we reach out to the lost. Join us at Sitam Valley Road from the 20th to the 24th of September 2022 at 2 p.m. daily. The convention themed Till the Whole World Hears will definitely revive and uplift your faith. Anointed speakers include, among other speakers, Bishop Callisto Odede, the presiding bishop of Christ is the Answer Ministries, a renowned and passionate international speaker on missions. Dr. Sami Wanyonyi, the founder and lead evangelist of Shine in the World Ministries, based in Minneapolis, USA, who has preached the good news of Jesus Christ to millions of people in North America, Africa, and Asia.
Yes, in this world of bad news, in this world of fake news, the gospel is more relevant than ever before.
Dr. George Ogalo, the Chief Operating Officer at the International Fellowship of Evangelical Students, IFES, and Dr. Stanley Mukolwe, the Director of Family Life Ministry at the Navigators in Africa and highly sought-after speaker on family ministry, parenting, mentoring, and leadership development. And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all nations. And then the end will come. Matthew chapter 24 verse 14. Don't miss, for this convention is meant for you. Save the date. Entrance is free. For more information, visit springboard.citam.org. Spread the word and use the hashtag Springboard2022 to join the conversation. All are welcome.
Welcome back. Now, Kitui Governor Dr. Julius Malombe has put county government officers engaging in corrupt practices on notice. Speaking during a consultative meeting with the entire county government workforce, Malombe singled out alleged bribery claims surrounding recruitment of county staff and warned that going forward it will not be business as usual.
One thing, and I said this openly, we cannot tolerate or we cannot allow is a culture of asking people money when they are being employed or when they are being promoted. Whoever will be involved in that, other county public service board, other county executive, CEO, or whatever, even as an employee, you are giving a bribe of 100,000, 200,000. Why? Do you know why? Because you are not qualified. Actually, that's what you are, but by offering, you are not qualified. Now you want to circumvent the procedures laid. Whoever is involved in that, huyo tutamwambia sasa tuache. Everybody be warned. That is a culture we cannot allow. I said if myself I was asked for 2,000 shillings, I would not have, I would still be tamaking. Because my father, my mother, and myself, we didn't have it. I know many parents in this county, because this is our county, they don't have money for such. We want people to be employed without necessarily knowing anybody. During my tenure, people were employed without knowing anybody.
Moving on, a section of the Turkana community has accused the Laikipia County government and UDA party of shortchanging them during the ongoing member of county assembly nominations. Speaking in Rumuruti town, the community said that one of their kinsmen, Jackson Ekai, is missing in the official Kenya Gazette nomination list of Laikipia County, despite being on the UDA party official list done immediately after elections. The residents now want President William Ruto, who is also the UDA party leader, to intervene.
Kuna ahadi ambayo tuliahidiwa. Unajua unapofanya kazi kuna kile ambacho umeahidiwa. So unapoahidiwa unafanya kazi kwa nguvu zaidi kwa matumaini ya kwamba hii serikali yangu ikifaulu pia nami nitafaulu. Sasa shida kubwa ni kwamba ile listi ya mwisho ya UDA ambayo ilikuwa ya MCS, yule ambaye alikuwa ameongoza ni kutoka kwa jamii ya Waturkana kwa hiyo list, but kwa Kenya Gazette tumeshangaa hilo jina halipo na wala halionekani mahali popote.
Wakati walikuja hapa Laikipia, walikuja wakatuarai tuwapigie kura, tulifanya block kweli, tukafanya vizuri, na rais wetu ama deputy wetu alikuja akatushikia sisi mkono, kijana wetu akasema kwamba huyu ndio tutawasawadia kama nominated councillor. Na sasa hivi tumeshangaa ni nini imetukula katika kaunti ya Laikipia. Kuna kitu imeendelea katika kaunti ya Laikipia kwa ofisi ya Governor Irongo, na tunataka kuuliza Bwana Irongo, ni nini hiyo ilienda ikakoroga maono ile ambaye Deputy President alikuwa ametuahidi, kwa sababu sasa ametuondolea mwenye Deputy President alikuwa anataka si tukutupatia.
Tunataka hiyo kiti ya uongozi wakati viongozi hao wengine wataketi. Kuwe na kiongozi wetu ambaye anajumuika na hawa wakisimamia kiti ya jamii ya Turkana. Kusiwe hiyo kiti itakawa jamii hizo zingine na kuwe hakuna nafasi ya jamii ya Turkana pale. So tunaomba Deputy President aweze kuzungumza na governor na Senator Kenywa na human rep wetu. Tunataka washughulike kwa haraka zaidi waweze kututengenezea hiyo.
Tukikatazwa kurudishiwa kiti hiyo, sisi tutachukua hatua ya kuandamana, na hata ikiwezekana komesha hiyo kitu hata kuapishwa kwa wale wengine. Yes. Kwa hivyo ndio maana tunasema Gachagua aongee sasa hivi, kwa sababu ataona leo na hata deputy president ataona leo na hata president ataona leo, kwa sababu hiyo kitu tulipewa na pia ikarudishwa.
Now, sorry, day 3 of the ongoing free medical camp in Loyangalani, organized by Crisis the Answer Ministry SITAM, witnessed long queues of residents turning up for treatment. By close of business today, over 4,000 livestock have also been treated.
We want to thank the Lord for SITAM because they organized this mission whereby we've been able to reach so many people in terms of evangelism and also attending to over 4,000 animals. And although we are facing so many challenges, some of which are language barrier and long distances where we are traveling to vaccinate and deworm these animals, we want to thank the Lord because of this mission, because we are reaching as many people as possible.
By the end of the program, we shall have met at least handled around 7,000 animals. Yeah, otherwise wale ambao tumefikia wanashukuru sana kwa huu mpangilio ambao SITAM imeweza kuibuka nao. Imefanya mission imekuwa a bit stronger. Hata wale ambao wenye wanakaa kwa mifuko huko wanaita fora, wameweza kutembelewa na missionaries, pia wameshahubiriwa injili na wamekubali kumkaribisha Yesu katika maisha yao. Na kando na hayo kuna wale ambao wana mpango wa kujiunga na kanisa la SITAM na kaweza kuendelea kuabudu Mungu.
And to some sad news, the people of Baringo County woke up to sad news on Thursday of the demise of their Deputy Governor Charles Kipng'ok in Nairobi. Kipng'ok died after collapsing at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport while boarding a plane from Mombasa at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. President William Ruto has mourned Kipng'ok as a responsive, genuine and passionate leader who worked tirelessly for the people of Baringo, adding that he was principled and boldly championed for tea reforms in the country. Crossing borders, the World Health Organization says the world has never been in a better position to end the COVID-19 pandemic. Speaking during a virtual press conference, World WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom said the number of newly reported cases of COVID-19 has dropped dramatically, urging nations to keep up their efforts against the disease that has killed more than 6 million people, adding that the end of the pandemic is in sight.
Was the lowest since March 2020. We have never been in a better position to end the pandemic. We're not there yet, but the end is in sight. We can see the finish line. We are in a winning position, but now is the worst time to stop running. Now is the time to run harder and make sure we cross the line and reap the rewards of all our hard work.
Are you a talented youth between the ages of 18 and 24 years? The RAF. Can you sing? Can you dance? Where Hujafua Mike or any other performances? The RAF. Auditions in Eldoret will be held on the 15th of September and in Nakuru on the 17th of September. The RAF is a chance to showcase your talent in music, dance, poetry, acrobatics and more, and stand a chance to win 300,000 shillings, a recording deal at Hope Recording Studios and many more prizes. To register, send an SMS starting with #The RAF with your name, county and talent to 22232. That is 22232 to get an invite to auditions happening near you. For more information, please call 0709 861 223. That is 0709 861 223. Or log on to www.hopemediakenya.org for details. The RAF, identifying talent, inspiring passion. Powered by Hope FM and Hope TV.
Welcome back. Now, leaders in the country have been invited to begin discussions on whether to remove lower value-added tax VAT and cut the excess duty on fuel in order to shield Kenyans from the rising cost of fuel.
On the contrary of the promises made by Kenya Kwanza during the campaigns, on day one of assuming power, fuel has gone up from a liter of petrol, diesel and kerosene, retailing previously at 159, 140 and 127 respectively, to a record high by about 20 shillings munching, where now a liter of petrol is retailing at 179 and 30 cents, a liter of diesel 165 and kerosene at 147 and 94 cents. With the fuel prices being at a historic high never before, it is evident that the Kenya Kwanza government has begun its administration with lies and unfulfilled promises. Instead of addressing the cost of living adequately to the Asala nation, the president was busy yesterday appointing judges as a priority to presumably reward them for upholding his election victory at the Supreme Court. The rise in fuel prices is likely to have a trickle effect on the cost of living experienced by the ordinary Kenyans, where the cost of energy, electricity, transportation, consumer goods, and the services will similarly experience an uptick and go high.
We do apologize for that technical hitch. Now to some sporting action. Limuru Country Club will this Saturday play host to the ongoing 2022 NCBA Golf Series. This will be the 13th event in the tournament that kicked off in February this year. Action at the Par 72 Golf Club tees off early in the morning, with the first group expected to take to the tee at 6:30 a.m. And with that, we come to the tail end of our news tonight. Many thanks for watching Hope TV News Watch. My name is Kennedy Kimani, and Boniface Murithi has been the sign language interpreter.